Herzlich willkommen zurück zu Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands. Wir haben ja Paladin Glade und wir haben Paladin Kodiak.
Hail. Name's Greg. Greg Bear. Most of the guys just call me Kodiak. Heard about that mess over at the Purifier. Don't you worry. You're safe here.
Was ist deine Kampfspezialisierung in Lion's Pride?
Hell, I do it all. Recon, demolition, tactical assault. Guess you could say I'm the Pride's jack of all trades.
Wie bist du hier gelandet?
Now that's a story. The only reason I'm here is because of Elder Lyons. You see, I grew up in the pit. Don't suppose you ever been there, huh? It's about 500 clicks to the northwest. Place is a nightmare. 3 irradiated rivers coming together. People there were not well. But the Brotherhood of Steel came down on the place with a righteous hammer. They called it the Scourge.
Was war the Scourge?
It was a Brotherhood operation. They marched in and swept the place clean. Most of the people there were half-mutated, cancerous, vile things. And these people, rape gangs, torture squads. It was pure chaos there. The Scourge is the best thing that could have happened to it. This was way back, before the Citadel was fortified. Part of the early recon after the Brotherhood first arrived in this area. One night, a squad of brothers led by Paladin Lyons swept into the city from over Mount Wash, tearing apart anyone who stood against them. They were completely outnumbered, and still they razed that place to the ground.
Wie seid ihr entkommen?
As they swept through, the Brotherhood policed up every non-mutie child they could find. Turns out there weren't that many. Me and maybe 20 others. The younger we were, the less of a chance that we were mutated. It was ugly work, no doubt, but it had to be done. I'll never forget the sight of the Brotherhood of Steel breaching the breast of the mountain at dawn.
Was ist mit deinen Eltern passiert?
Hell if I know. I never knew them. I lived on the street and fought with rats for food.
Und wie bist du hier zurückgekommen?
Elder Lyons brought us all back to the Citadel. He said it was the safest place he knew of. This place was still being converted. He put us in as initiates and kept a watchful eye over us. He was tough, but he taught us to stay alive. The man's like a father to me.
Das ist ziemlich großartig, Kodiak.
Nah. The amazing thing is Elder Lyons. He risked everything. Went in outmanned and outgunned. I'll never be able to thank him enough. So I do my best to serve the Brotherhood. I know that's what he really wants. In time, I'm sure you'll understand.
Was ist dieser Gallow?
Gallows? He's not a bad guy, truth be told. He just doesn't talk much. And if it ain't soldiering, that boy has no time for it. Tell you what, though, he's the meanest son of a bitch around here. All business. The rest of us, we get our R&R in. Not Gallows. There's even a betting pool on who can find out his real name. Talk to Glade about it. He'll tell you.
Ja, dann fragen wir auch hier natürlich wieder nach der Enklave.
There's meat under that armor, and meat can be ground.
Und zu den Supermutanten.
Hell, I've killed more of those yellow Frankensteins than any other member of the Pride. Except maybe Gallows, those crazy solo night ops of his.
Haben wir aber schon mal was anderes gehört. Was kannst du mir über die Lion's Pride sagen?
Now, I see the Brotherhood's one thing, but the Pride, best of the best. Every damn one of us. Handpicked by Sentinel Lyons herself.
Okay. Tschüss.
Never back down. Very well.
Okay. Dann haben wir hier noch Paladin Glade.
Glad to see you and that egghead Lee made it here in one piece. I heard what happened to that purifier. Hell of a thing.
Was ist dein Job in der Lion's Pride?
Me? Heavy weapons, miniguns, missile launchers. If it's bigger than a human and goes boom, I'm all over it.
Ich möchte über Gallows sprechen.
You figure out his name yet? Yeah, I thought not.
Okay, das war alles. Dann fragen wir auch hier wieder nach der Enklave.
Man, I don't know. Fighting uglies is one thing, but we've never gone up against anyone that well trained or organized. Even their tech is better. Don't get me wrong, the pride's in it to win it. And I'll go down shooting if I have to. I just hope I don't have to.
Dann fragen wir wieder nach den Supermutanten.
Man, nothing dies like an ugly. I once saw Colvin snipe the leg off one at 200 yards. Thing pirouetted like a figure skater.
Und nach der Lionsbride.
You, my friend, are talking about the most elite fighting force ever assembled within the Brotherhood of Steel. Each of us was handpicked by Sentinel Alliance herself. You can't even realize what an honor that is. Sarah defines combat excellence.
Alles klar, danke dir.
Back to it.
Gut, das wäre dann das gewesen. Wir dürfen nicht mehr schlafen. Aber hier? Hier können wir Holotext klauen. Oh, sie sind tot. Vielleicht. Gut, dann gucken wir uns ja noch ein bisschen weiter um. Hier sind wieder nur Vorräte. Ach, der Lagerraum ist das. Na gut, den kennen wir schon. Da geht's wieder in den B-Ring. Na gut, dann gehen wir mal wieder zurück zu Rothschild. Okay, da geht's in den Courtyard. Leider haben wir Lions nicht gefunden, aber das macht nichts, den werden wir schon noch finden. Oder was haben wir hier unten? Ins Labor kann man da gehen. Aber wir gehen jetzt erstmal hier hoch. In den Courtyard. Da wird trainiert. Schön mit Liegestützen. Die sind wahrscheinlich, ja, eher so. Paladin Gunny.
Initiate, you've got a lot of nerve to interrupt. Oh, my apologies, stranger. I thought you were one of these worthless initiates. I swear these kids would be lost without me here to powder their asses.
Dann fragen wir hier nochmal nach der Power Armor.
That would be me, but that ain't gonna happen. Not unless Elder Lyons himself gives you the all clear. You get permission from the old man, and I'll teach you all you need to know. Otherwise, I've got enough brats to babysit.
Was machst du denn hier eigentlich?
I am charged with the duty of turning these maggots into brothers of steel. With the threat of the Enclave, they're likely going to be pressed into service before they've taken the oath. So I've got a lot of work to do.
Irgendwelche Gedanken zur Enklave?
Killing unarmed civilians makes me sick. Come over here. Try fighting someone who shoots back. Fucking cowards.
Und Supermutanten?
Why do you think I ride these initiates so hard? I make training hell, so fighting those uglies won't be.
Alles klar, danke.
Damn initiates.
Gut, dann... Haben wir hier... Aha, hier sind die Rekruten. Ah, in den Betten dürfen wir schlafen. Das ist schon mal gut zu wissen. Dann gehen wir doch ins Labor. Hätten wir auch den anderen Weg wahrscheinlich gehen können. Naja. Auch kennen wir uns hier nicht so gut aus. Hui. Hier ist auch ganz schön groß, das Labor. So, wieder ein bisschen Licht. Ach hier, Lee ist auch da.
Did you have any success with that old terminal?
Wort... ich muss Wort 87 finden.
I take it you were successful then. As it happens, the Brotherhood has some information about Vault 87. Let me show you what we know.
Ja, da bin ich ja mal gespannt. Das ist eine Powerrüstung. Oder? Ist da jemand drin? Ne, da ist jemand drin. Das ist ein Mitglied der Bruderschaft, überraschenderweise. Ach, hier ist die Karte. Ah.
This map shows the locations of all known vaults in the local area. Vault 87 has been highlighted for you. There. Entrance to Vault 87 will be particularly difficult for you, I'm afraid.
Wieso? Warum ist das schwierig?
The area is highly irradiated. Lethal levels are all around the entrance. Gaining direct access will be quite impossible.
Also muss es noch einen anderen Weg geben.
You share your father's determination, it seems. And in this case, you are correct. There may well be another way. Vault 87 is located very close to the site of Lamplight Caverns. It is entirely probable that the vault may be entered from within the caves.
Also da draußen ist eine Vault und ihr habt es nie versucht, sie zu untersuchen?
Attempts were made, but our resources are stretched thin. The radiation proved fatal, and so our efforts were focused elsewhere. Perhaps you will have more success.
Danke für deine Hilfe.
I wish we could do more, but the Brotherhood potentially faces a very pressing, very real threat in the Enclave. All of my efforts must now be devoted to assessing the threat they may pose to us. I'm sure you understand.
What's the situation?
Ist klar. Also müssen wir irgendwie versuchen, da reinzukommen. Aber erstmal müssen wir den Herrn Lyons finden.
Unpredictable. Damn it. Well, he's not loaded, but I still don't like the idea of him viewing us all as targets. See if you can lock it down.
Tja, wo ist der Elder Lyons? Da!
You have my condolences. Your father was a good man.
Dankeschön. Ich weiß immer noch nicht ganz, was ich jetzt machen soll, nachdem er gegangen ist.
The most we can do is carry on his spirit. Live as he would have. Make our world a better place.
Können Sie mir etwas über die Outcasts erzählen?
The outcasts are a result of my greatest mistake, but a mistake I'm proud of nonetheless. When I came here, I realized for the first time that the Brotherhood's technology could truly save the survivors in this wasteland. I chose to help them, even if it meant putting the Brotherhood's interests at risk. Some of my soldiers called me a hero. Others called me a traitor. The dissenters left my command, calling themselves outcasts to mock me. I cannot fault their dedication, even if I find them lacking in compassion.
Ich dachte, der Schutz der Menschheit wäre ein Teil der Bruderschaft.
Only in a very broad sense. The Brotherhood's oaths are to protect humanity's progress, but not necessarily every human. The outcasts and members of the Brotherhood in other places consider it a waste to protect most people. After all, they say, everyone knows how to make another human, but the secrets to making a P-94 plasma rifle are all but lost.
Ist natürlich was dran. Ja, wie fühlen sich denn die verbliebenen Soldaten? Oder was halten die verbliebenen Soldaten von den Outcasts?
Even now, a year after they left, the wounds of their departure are still sore. Some of my soldiers are angry about it. They see it as an insult to me. Bless them for their loyalty. They're more angry about it than I ever was. Others understand their decision. Sometimes I hear them wondering if they should have gone with them. I can't blame them, but I stand by my decision, and I respect theirs.
War's Ihre Entscheidung wert?
Has it been worth the cost in lives and resources to protect people like you from the super mutants? You tell me. I suspect my daughter's squad helped save your life, and most of our recent recruits have come from those we've saved over the years. It's cost us, but we've saved many lives. and made the capital Wasteland a place where people can live. Yes, I'd say that's been worth it.
Dann wechseln wir mal das Thema.
Let's speak of other things.
Ich möchte mehr über die Bruderschaft erfahren.
The Brotherhood is an old organization going back to the years just after the war. We are but a part of it. What would you like to know?
Wenn ihr nur ein Teil der Bruderschaft seid, wo ist der Rest davon?
The Brotherhood began on the West Coast. It exists there still. We were dispatched to this location many years ago. In truth, the Brotherhood of Steel has been struggling for years, both here and back home. Honor, truth, courage. These virtues seem to have little meaning in these troubled times, I'm afraid.
Warum seid ihr hier im Capital Wasteland?
Ah, no. That's the real question, isn't it? Our orders were, and are, to acquire any and all advanced technology. And we have, to the best of our abilities. But when I realized the extent of the super-mutant threat, I felt it was my responsibility to aid the people in their struggle against them. Unfortunately, my superiors back west disagree with my assessment of the situation. They feel I've grown too attached to the local populace. And they're right. In any event, the Enclave's arrival changes everything.
Wie lang waren Sie jetzt hier?
It's been over 20 years since we arrived, and we've been struggling to contain and eradicate the super mutants for nearly as long. With the arrival of the Enclave, I have a terrible feeling the super mutants are the least of our worries.
Das ist alles, was ich wissen will.
So be it.
Was können Sie mir über die Supermutanten erzählen?
Would you believe no? It's pathetic, really, considering we've been fighting those abominations for nearly 20 years. In all that time, all we've managed to do is to contain the threat, hold them back so they don't overrun every blasted settlement out here. But we don't really know anything. Where they're from, why they've infested the D.C. ruins. And now here we are, holed up in our citadel. Low on resources, low on troops. It's enough to make an old man so very tired.
Und was ist, oder wie kommen Sie mit den Robotern klar?
Ah, yes. Everyone asks about the robot. Hard not to, I admit. His name is Liberty Prime. Very patriotic. Built by a very proud nation during a very desperate time. We've had about as much success getting him working as they did. You should speak with Scribe Rothschild. He can tell you more.
Mit dem haben wir ja eigentlich schon gesprochen. Ja, können Sie mir die Erlaubnis erteilen, Power Armor und das Tragen von Power Armor zu trainieren?
Considering the circumstances, I think it would be prudent if you received such training, yes. Speak to Gunny in the Bailey. He will train you in the proper use of power armor. Fear not, I will send word that I have given my approval. You'll find him in the Bailey. I will send word that I've given my approval.
Das war ja einfach. Ich dachte, wir müssen hier erstmal noch 30 Quests machen. So wäre es wahrscheinlich heutzutage. Was wissen Sie denn über die Enklave?
More than anyone else, I dare say. Certainly enough to know they're the greatest threat the capital Wasteland has ever faced. The Brotherhood of Steel has encountered the Enclave before, you see. Over 30 years ago, back in California. Then they were led by a President Richardson. Now we've got this Eden to contend with. It matters not now. As before, they seek to control and destroy. All in the guise of restoring order. Your father, I fear, was just the beginning.
Okay, tschüss.
Hail.
Dann gucken wir für Rothschild, Rotkind nochmal treffen können. Werde ich hier nochmal sehen. Und dann können wir nächstes Mal... Oder können wir mit ihr es
I
reden?
need to
Nee.
collect my wits and figure out what to do next. Excuse me.
The Brotherhood is at your service.
Ach, er steht noch hier.
Yes? What is it?
Das wissen wir schon. Okay, hier geht es auch nochmal um den Roboter.
I am, and have been since we first found him well over 20 years ago. Liberty Prime is the designation we found on file for him. Magnificent, don't you think? At least he will be once all systems are operational. It's the energy consumption. Something that big with such advanced weapon systems. We just don't have the means to power him. Not yet.
Dann fragen wir ihn auch nochmal nach der Bruderschaft aus.
I'm afraid you're asking the wrong person.
Okay, kein Problem.
No need to apologize.
Dann fragen wir ihn auch nochmal nach den Supermutanten.
Not really. No.
Okay. Wer hat Liberty Prime gebaut? Oder besser, warum?
He was developed as a super weapon back in the days before the war. The first joint operation between Robco and General Atomics International. Apparently, he was meant to help liberate Alaska from the Chinese, but was never completed. They were forced to go in without him. They won, but suffered heavy losses. If we can get him up and running, well, I think you get the idea.
Okay, tschüss.
Don't hurry back.
So, dann sehen wir ja hier auch nochmal, welche Vaults es eigentlich noch gibt. Nämlich die Vault 101, 106, 87, 92 und 108. Alles klar. Dann sage ich mal vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal wieder, wenn wir dann auf den Hof gehen und das mit der Powerrüstung versuchen. Bis dann.